In the Mafia, missing the signs of betrayal doesn't just cost you money or reputation. It costs you your life. So they developed the most sophisticated system for detecting disloyalty ever created. These techniques which I am about to tell you, they work in every relationship you'll ever have. Welcome back to Forbidden Wisdom. Today, we're diving into something that could change how you read people forever. The Mafia survived for over a century because they mastered one critical skill: detecting betrayal before it happens. What they discovered about human behavior applies far beyond crime. It's about reading the subtle signs that someone's loyalty is shifting. What most people don't understand about betrayal is it's never sudden. It's a process, a series of psychological shifts that happen over weeks or months before the actual act. The Mafia learned this the hard way. Every major downfall from Al Capone to John Gotti came from someone on the inside turning. So they developed what they called loyalty indicators, behavioral patterns that revealed when someone was about to flip. These weren't just paranoid hunches. They were systematic observations based on decades of studying human nature under extreme pressure. Technique number 1. The distance test. Mafia families noticed that potential betrayers always create distance first, but not obvious distance. Subtle distance. They start taking slightly longer to return calls. They become busy more often. They stop initiating conversations and only respond when approached. Most importantly, they reduce physical presence at informal gatherings. It works because before someone betrays you, they need to emotionally detach. Creating distance is psychological preparation for the betrayal. In your life, watch for friends, partners, or colleagues who suddenly become less available without a clear reason. It's often the first sign their loyalty is wavering. Technique number 2. Information hoarding. The Mafia discovered that future betrayers always change their information sharing patterns. Someone who used to volunteer details about their life suddenly becomes vague. They stop sharing opinions, avoid controversial topics, and give shorter, more careful answers. They're subconsciously protecting themselves from giving you ammunition that could be used against them later. In relationships or business, when someone who was previously open starts becoming evasive about their thoughts, plans, or activities, pay attention. Technique number 3. Loyalty over compensation. This one's counterintuitive. The Mafia found that people planning betrayal often become more vocally loyal in the weeks before they act. They make grand statements about loyalty, bring up past favors they've done, and constantly reassure others of their commitment. This is because guilt makes them overcompensate. They're trying to convince themselves as much as others. When someone suddenly starts talking about how loyal they are instead of just being loyal, that's when you need to be most careful. Technique number 4. Alliance testing. Experienced Mafia leaders would subtly test loyalty by sharing slightly different versions of sensitive information with different people, then watching to see which version leaked or how people reacted. They'd also observe who people spent time with, especially if they started building new relationships with outsiders or rivals. Betrayers always seek new alliances before abandoning old ones. No one betrays from a position of isolation. Notice if someone in your circle starts building relationships with your competitors, critics, or people outside your group. It's often preparation for switching sides. What the Mafia understood that most people miss is that betrayal follows a predictable emotional journey. Stage 1. Doubt. Small grievances start accumulating. Stage 2. Justification. They begin rationalizing why betrayal might be acceptable. Stage 3. Preparation. They create emotional and practical distance. Stage 4. Execution. The actual betrayal occurs. Most people only notice stage 4. The Mafia learned to spot stage 1 and 2. People don't betray because they're evil. They betray because they've convinced themselves they have no choice or that you deserve it. Watch for the small resentments and listen for the justifications. Here's what's fascinating. This same pattern appears everywhere. In marriages before affairs, in business before employees quit for competitors, in friendships before they turn toxic. The Mafia's survival depended on reading these signs correctly. Your relationships don't have those stakes, but the psychology is identical. 3 questions to ask yourself regularly. 1. Has their communication pattern changed? Less frequent, less detailed, less personal? 2. Are they building new alliances? Especially with people who might benefit from your downfall? 3. Do their actions match their words about loyalty? Grand statements often mask guilty consciences. Remember, this isn't about becoming paranoid. It's about becoming aware. The Mafia learned that blind trust is dangerous, but so is constant suspicion. The goal is calibrated awareness. The Mafia's techniques for spotting betrayal work because they're based on fundamental human psychology. When someone is preparing to betray, their behavior changes in predictable ways. Understanding these patterns doesn't make you cynical, it makes you conscious. You can still choose to trust, but now you'll do it with your eyes open.